Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I have another process video using my Whimsidoodle design team package. The first photo that you're going to see is what I pulled from my design team package to use for this layout, and I'm only using one piece of paper for the background, and on that piece of paper I did some stitching off camera with some aqua thread all the way around the edges. So now you see me taking this 3.5 by 3.5 square photo of my husband, and I'm just matting it onto some of this aqua paper to give it kind of a small border. And my thought process for this layout was to be very simple, and I wanted everything to go down the center of my layout. I saw Nancy Damiano do a layout where she centered everything in the center of her paper, and I just thought I would give it a try as well. So I'm using here this foam thicker word that's kind of in brush script, and I knew that I wanted my title to be Seriously Love This Man, and so I put it kind of off to the side because I'm going to be having a little cluster in the upper left hand corner, and at first I considered writing I seriously love this man, and then I didn't like the scale of the stickers that I had, so I just stuck with Seriously Love This Man. This little heart die cut is from the Amy Tan collection, and I will eventually outline it with a black pen just because I wanted everything to look very handmade here. I did a lot of tracing and doodling and splattering and things like that. So the heart is going to stand for the word love. So it's going to say Seriously Love This Man, but the word love is actually just going to be in hearts in that area. Now I'm using a ruler just to line up the this and man. I'm using the aqua stickers you see there for the word this, and then I use the pink kind of magenta color for the word man. And after I get them all lined up the way I want them, I see that they sort of blend in with the stripe of the paper, so I end up outlining them with a pen as well, and you'll see that coming up. So I believe after I line it up, I think that the M is a little crooked, and it keeps annoying me. I keep looking at it, so I finally just peel that one up, and I think I accidentally ripped it, so I had to use another M for my stickers, which is a bummer because I really like these stickers and plan on using them a lot. So now I'm just taking a look at the lineup, assessing where I want to go next with this. And like I said, I didn't really have any plan in mind other than lining everything in the center. This ink that I'm using is the mint color SEI ink. Is that the name of it? Oh, yes, the tumble dye ink, I'm sorry. And so I wasn't splattering as big as I liked it from just the sprayer, so I use a paintbrush to really get some good splatter on there. This background is very black and white and monochromatic, so I decided to really put some bright colors on there. I also use the hot pink color from this same tumble dye ink. And everyone sort of learned about this ink from Craft and Kate a long time ago, and it works just as good as Mr. Huey, so that was a very good suggestion by her. But I go ahead and splatter that and just wipe it off the foam on the thickers, and now I'm getting my heat tool warmed up, and I'm going to sort of dry as many of them as I can, and a few of them had puddled so much that I just had to lay a paper towel over it. And I didn't really care if I made a mess or not because I wanted this layout to be very artistic and not too perfect. So just looking at it, heating a few other ones, a couple aren't drying, and so I'm going to take a piece of damp Bounty paper towel and just blot it over. So now I'm putting my heart back there. I'm committing to where I want it, and I know I'm going to layer some of the black foam hearts that came with that Seriously word on top of it because I wanted some texture and dimension, and that die cut didn't provide that. So again, just looking at the supplies I pulled, trying to make a decision on how I want to embellish. I'm not going to like where I put that heart on the left-hand side, and I decide it needs to be higher up next to the Seriously, so I eventually move it. I had pulled out some die cuts that I might want to use, and so I'm just making a decision on what's going to end up on the layout and what's not, and here's where I make the decision to move that up. And I want a little triangle of enamel dots, and so I've put one down, excuse me, and I know I wanted a little mint green one right on that heart, so I think I'm going to make that decision here in a little bit. Yep, there we go. And I'm liking that. I like the hearts. I like how graphic it looks. And then this is where I decide, well, I'm really losing that red heart in the background. It's really blending in. So I just take a pen and I sort of doodle around the edges and the inside layer of the heart and the outside layer as well. Yep, and I like to turn my page instead of turning my wrist. It makes me more steady when I'm outlining things. And I do the same to this little heart geotag. And now, while I was outlining and I had my pen out, I decided to also outline these letters. And I think I cut a few of them out in filming, but that I generally did the same thing. I just outlined around the little stickers. Now, I bought these rub-ons, and I thought they were going to be clear stickers, and they weren't. I wasn't really wanting rub-ons, but I decided to go ahead and use them on this layout. They did give me a bit of difficulty. I don't know, it took several tries, and I think I switched tools at one point and go for kind of like a popsicle stick. But I cut this frame in half. I'm putting one half of it on the right-hand side of the photo, and the other half will go in the upper left-hand corner of the layout because I intend on making a little cluster up there. So you see me, I keep pulling it up, and then I realize it hasn't completely removed from the acetate, so I keep trying over and over again. The entire layout only took me 40 minutes to do. This was a very short, quick one, but I really like the way it came out. It's not my typical style, but I enjoyed it, and it was a good way to use some of the products. And you know, I just feel that this Amy Tan collection is so graphic and just so artsy that it needed to be used in a layout that was the same way. So now I'm committing to laying down my photo now that I'm done doing the rub-on and I'm able to cover up the ends of it. I'm still taking a look at what else I want to do. I decide to put this on dimensional adhesive, and these circular dimensional adhesives are about twice as thick as my roll adhesive. So sometimes I want things to pop out more dimensionally than other portions of my layout, and since those black hearts were already dimensional, I wanted the heart geotag die cut to be even higher up than that. That's why I chose to use those circular dimensional adhesives. So again, I'm taking a look at the rub-ons, and here is just kind of like a little squiggle, and it looks hand-drawn, and I decided to put it under the This Man. I just figured it was like a good way to underline it. I used quite a lot of rub-ons on this layout and just deciding what else I want to use. I end up putting that cloud and sun on top of the frame, and you can really layer rub-ons good. So you can put a rub-on top of another rub-on and it works just fine, in case you are wondering. It won't pull up the previous one that you put down. So I'm looking at these other die cuts that I pulled out, and I don't end up using either one of them, the blue heart or the thumbs up. It just, you know, didn't make its way onto the layout. That tends to happen. And so I add another puffy sticker cloud on top of the other cloud. I'm doing lots of layering in that upper corner. And now I feel like I need another triangular cluster of enamel dots, and I put those on the geotag and to the right of it. And then I decide to mimic that same 3 pattern on the bottom with 3 enamel dots, and I got this idea from the Nancy Damiano layout. She does that on her layout, and I really liked the way that it looked. So now I'm going to add 2014 just on the side here. I couldn't remember the specific date of this photo, but what was important to me was that this was a recent picture I took of my husband, and so I just think it's nice to see photos of us as we age together, because we've known each other since 3rd grade. So I just wanted to put the year there because, you know, sometimes I don't put things chronologically in my albums, and so it's just good to know when the photo was taken. Now I'm deciding what else I want to put. I forget. Oh, there were these 2 like hand-drawn arrows, so I decided to put those on the layout, but when I did, I didn't cut it out of the entire rub-on sheet, so a little bit of an orange rub-on went on the paper, so you'll see me kind of scratch it off right there. And then I'm using this black marker or pen to fill in where the rub-on didn't transfer very well. And here are some photos of the finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon.